Oh my gosh, I think a bug just went up my nose. Ugh. Ew. Whew. Wow, it has been a while since I've sat down in my daughter's messy room to film a sit down video. I told myself I wasn't gonna do sit down videos anymore, but here we are. And I'm actually doing this video because I had a few of you request a potty training type video. Can I help you? So basically, here is how this video is going to go. First, I'm going to talk about kind of like my daughter Noelle's journey with her potty training, where she's at now and all of that stuff. And then I will get into my tips. I have 5 like tips and tricks that are related to potty training. And then the last thing is going to be a Q&A, like questions that you guys have asked me. So I'll start off with talking about my daughter and like her whole journey with potty training. So my daughter Noelle is currently 2 years old, almost 3. She turns 3 at the end of May. And we actually started the whole potty training process as soon as she turned 2. And we thought it was going to be easy. We thought she was so smart that she was going to pick it up really fast. So we actually got her own like little potty. We got it from Target. I think it was called Summer Infant or something like that. I thought it was so cute, like how realistic it was. It did the real flushing noises. It had a space for wipes and it just looked like a real potty, and I thought it was really cute. And personally, I was more excited about it than she was. But we set it up in our bathroom and kind of started off the whole process with me going and her watching me go and kind of picking up on the idea of going to the potty by herself. I would have her sit down on it fully clothed, but we didn't really have like a system or anything. We were so completely new at this. Hi, I'm in here. I'm in here. Hi. What are you doing? You didn't want to play out there with Sissy anymore? And we were just kind of like introducing her to it and everything. Not really like keeping up with a schedule or following any of that or anything. So, this is my other kid, Caleb. Not potty trained. But anyway, she would go, like we got to the point where she did go on it, but it was kind of like we would sit her there and just wait forever for her to go. And then it was like, well, eventually she's gonna have to go, right? So we would just sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait, and she'd either go or she wouldn't, but like she didn't want to. And that was the problem, like she did not want to do it. Caleb was still pretty little and it was too hard really to like keep up with it, so we kind of just quit that and we decided that she wasn't ready for it. So when she was about 2.5, we started trying again, and this time I had a whole system. I had watched a few of this YouTuber Kayla Buell. I watched her videos on YouTube when she was potty training her toddler, and that really helped me. I will actually link her video where I got these ideas from down below, so you can check her video out too. But what she did with her daughter Riley was she decided to do like the complete commando method. So I was like, okay, we'll try that. We'll do that for a week. If she can consistently go on the potty for 1 week while she's commando, then we will move on to the next step. So that's what we did. Obviously at first there was going to be accidents. It's just kind of like preparing for it. You have to be in the right state of mind when you're potty training your toddler. But we did that, and it was really only 1 or 2 days that she like didn't really know what was going on. After she like peed herself a couple times, she decided she didn't like that. So she started being able to tell us and like recognize when she had to go potty, and she would either let us know or she would run and go do it herself. And at this point we had actually stopped using the little potty. We realized that that wasn't the right method for her. Maybe it'll be the right method for your kids, but for us, we decided it worked a lot better when she went on like the big potty. So my parents actually bought this cool little potty chair with a step stool like attachment, and they had that for their house, and they ended up like loaning it to us. So that's what we've been using here, and that has worked wonders. She loves using that thing because she feels like she can do it by herself. She can climb up there by herself, sit up there by herself, and just do like the whole thing by herself. Obviously I will wipe her and make sure she washes her hands and flushes and all that fun stuff, but like the idea of her being able to do it by herself, because my daughter is super like independent and headstrong and all of that, and I think that's why it took her a little bit longer after the process to like want to do it, because she just wanted it to be her idea. She wanted to do it on her terms, so that's what made it like take a little longer to get there. Anyway, she got to the point where she would just run to the bathroom, and this actually took like a couple of weeks. where it was like a consistent 1 week she didn't have any accidents. So we'll say like 2 weeks later, we decided to move on to the next step, which for us was, okay, so this was a little bit harder for us because we didn't know what to do next. I found out later that Kayla did like just pants and like, but the problem with that is my daughter doesn't really like to wear pants. She prefers dresses, and she was loving wearing dresses with like nothing underneath because that's what we were doing, and like she got used to that, and she basically just always wants to wear dresses. So we didn't really do that part at first. We just kind of, I don't know, we kind of experimented a little to see what our next best step would be. So we tried pull-ups. That was a bust because toddlers just treat pull-ups as diapers. Like, they're useless in my opinion. So the pull-ups thing didn't work. She just kept going in them. Then when we tried panties, she would keep peeing in them. Like, she had consistent accidents in her panties, so we knew she was not ready for that. And then like when we went out places, it was like, what do we do? Like, we put diapers and pull-ups on her, and pull-ups do not hold as much. So mostly just diapers when we went to like church and to friends' houses and stuff, because she just wasn't ready for the panties. She kept peeing in them. So like we didn't know what to do, and at that point it felt like a huge setback. It was very discouraging because we thought, okay, well, what if she's not ready? But even though she had been consistently going when she was completely naked, it just felt like she was never gonna get there. I will tell you that the accidents will happen. Even if it seems like they're doing super well, the accidents will happen, because they did for like consistently for like a few weeks. And we finally got to the point where she could wear panties and she didn't pee in them anymore. The hardest part was like, she could do it consistently at home, just go to the potty. She just goes now. She doesn't even ask me, but she'll just go at home because she has her own little setup. She can get up there by herself, turn the light on and all those things. I'll go in there and check on her and make sure she's doing everything she's supposed to be doing. But the fact that she just goes and she doesn't have any accidents at home, that was great. And then the tricky part was when we went to like my mom's house or to friends' houses or something, because we didn't want to go backwards, and we felt like putting a pull-up or a diaper on her was going backwards. We decided to just take it slowly. We started off with like family, so if something did happen, it wouldn't be like that big of a deal, because like they're family and they understand and they'll help out and all of that. She did have a couple of accidents at like my mom's house the first couple of times, but that's just because like she would play and she would forget about it, and then like it would be too late. There was one time she tried to run to the bathroom and she just didn't make it in time, and like that will happen. It's just like, it's an adjustment, so you just kind of have to prepare for that. Now we are at the point where she wears panties everywhere we go. She gets to pick out her own panties. She's super excited about them. She does not have accidents in them anymore for the most part. Like, I know accidents happen, she's only 2, but like for the most part we do not have any accidents at all. We can go anywhere, we can go out. She will actually ask to go potty when we are out. If we are at home, she'll just go, but if we're out, she will ask me, and I love that. And for us, doing the every 15-minute thing, I know that's like a technique a lot of people use, making them go every 15 minutes. For us, that didn't work because she just doesn't have to go every 15 minutes, and I don't know if that's normal, but she just doesn't have to go. She goes like every couple of hours, and like she'll just tell me, or she'll just go, and like it's fine. She doesn't have any accidents. It's been like a couple of months now, and like we've been doing this consistently, so she's pretty much mastered it now. During the day, we still have to put a diaper on her during nap time and during bedtime because she is not night trained yet, but I know that that takes longer, and that's a whole nother process now. But I feel like she could be ready for that soon, because she actually takes her diaper off during nap time after she's peed in it. She just kind of takes it off because she's done with it, and then she won't have any other accidents. So I think like she might be ready for during the night training, but that kind of makes me nervous. But something tells me that we'll be trying that soon. So that is where we are at with her potty training. And now I'm just going to give you 5 like tips and tricks that worked for us, and maybe it'll work for you guys too. Okay, so my first tip is to, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's to be patient and consistent, and don't be discouraged when there's accidents, because there will be accidents and you're probably going to be feeling like you're going backwards, and it's super frustrating, but I promise you it will get better, because my daughter was super consistent consistent with going on the potty and getting everything done, and then she had like a bad day and she had like 4 or 5 accidents that day. It was like all day long and it was like so frustrating. And then she'd go a few more days of being like super consistent with it, and then she would have like a couple of accidents again, and that will happen. Unfortunately, it may seem like your toddler has it down and then all of a sudden they don't, and that's okay. They do have bad days, and the important thing for you to do is to be patient and consistent. And I know it's hard to be consistent, trust me. I know there's some days when you just don't feel like going through all of that again, but I promise you, the more consistent you are, the more consistent they will be. If they feel like it's become an actual part of their routine and their schedule, they will want to do it and continue to do it, and it will get better, I promise. So my second tip is to let them see you do it first, so they have examples, like a demonstration of what they're supposed to do, because a lot of toddlers are like visual learners. So when they see you doing it, they either want to do what you're doing just because you're doing it and they like admire you and respect you, or that just becomes like one of those things that they learn by watching you do that. It just becomes like a teachable moment, and they have that visual so they know what they're supposed to do, and it just makes it easier for you to tell them what to do and how they're supposed to be doing it and all of that. So definitely show them. Like, I don't know if that's awkward for you or not, but it's your kids, so they don't really know what's going on. So I feel like just having that visual helps them get there. My third tip is not to force it. Your child will be ready when they're ready, and I know that's hard. That's a hard thing to accept, but I tried to teach her too early and it ended up being a disaster for everybody and just became more frustrating and everything. But you will know when they're ready, and if you don't force it and kind of like, I mean, I guess you couldn't like encourage it and see how they feel about it and everything, but don't like force it on them and make them sit there and go, because that's not going to work. They're not going to do something that they don't want to do, especially if they're my daughter, because she does not do anything she doesn't want to do. But if you encourage it and they kind of like seem interested, then I would definitely say go for it, but don't like force it on them. My fourth tip is to try and let them be independent. I know that's hard. I know you want to like hover over them and make sure that they're doing everything that they need to be doing. I definitely, once again, will recommend the potty chair that my parents got for us. I will link it so you can check it out on your own, but that is definitely a good way to help them be independent. And at least in my case, letting her be independent with it and letting it be her decision and her doing it all by herself made it more enjoyable for her and just helped her learn faster. Definitely listen at the door and everything and make sure they're doing everything right and just checking on them and everything, but like at least let them try a couple of times to do it completely by themselves and like see how it goes and ask them what they did and how they did it and everything. And like, I just feel like that really helped my daughter want to do it more, because she is so independent and headstrong. So yeah, that definitely helped her want to do it more. And my last and final tip is to celebrate and be a crazy lunatic when they do go, because it's gonna be weird for them the first time that they go on the potty, like the first couple of times that they go. If you like celebrate, clap your hands, hoot and holler and all of those things, then they'll know that like that was a good thing and they'll want to keep doing it. Now, a lot of people don't agree with like the rewarding method. I personally, the first few times that she went on the potty, I did give her like an M&M or something, and that was like her incentive to go, and I'm not upset about that. I don't regret that or anything, but a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's fine. If it works for you, that's fine. Our only problem was like getting rid of that every time she did go, because I mean at some point they're gonna go all the time and you're not gonna give them candy or whatever every time that they go at that point, but they're gonna be expecting that. So luckily for us, it was fine. We just like celebrated, and she eventually just forgot about the treats afterwards. So luckily for us, it was fine. But definitely, no matter what, celebrate and be a crazy person when they do go, because then they'll want to do it more too, because they want to make you happy and they want to make the whole situation happy and joyous and all of that stuff. Okay, now we're moving on to the Q&A portion of the video. If you're still here, leave like a heart comment down below and let me know that you're still watching. I have a few questions from Facebook and Instagram that I'm gonna pull up. I haven't looked at them in a while. It's been a while since I filmed this video, since I asked you to ask me questions, but we're gonna pull those up now. Okay, so we're gonna do Facebook first. The first question is, how do you get her to not pee in her pants? This is actually my friend Angela who asked me this question, and I know she's been struggling with her toddler. She also has a like stubborn, headstrong daughter like me. So the only thing I will say, girl, is just don't give up. I know it's hard. Maybe she's just not ready yet. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. Okay, the next question is, does giving a kid a sticker really encourage them to pee properly? Now, I will say that the sticker or the treat method, either one, I will say that it does work on some kids and it gives them that incentive and that motivation to want to do it. We did have a sticker chart actually, but we didn't really move forward with it. I know that, like, in case you're not familiar with how like a sticker chart works, a lot of people will just do like certain days of the week and put a sticker on it every time they like do something good, every time they like pee consistently on the potty, and then when you get to a certain like milestone with your stickers, then they'll take them somewhere cool or get them like a big toy or something, and that gives them like that incentive to keep going with the sticker chart. And I will say that does work. It does work for a lot of kids, so I'm not going to rule that out. I did not do that personally, but I'm not ruling it out because I know that that does work on a lot of toddlers. So like if what you're doing with just telling them to go or whatever is not working, then I would definitely say use like a sticker chart. The next question is, how old did you start potty training your kid? This is actually a two-part question, so I'll start with the first one. How old did you start potty training your kid? And I kind of answered that already. We started when she turned 2, but that didn't work out, so it was like 2.5. A little bit over 2.5 is when we like really started and got into it. The next question is, do you have any tactics or hacks on the easiest way your toddler can learn potty training? And I would just say like the easiest way is what I mentioned before with the letting them be independent. I feel like that was like the key, and that is what really inspired her to want to do it more often, was just letting her do it on her own. Next question is, what is the best age to start, and are you using any toddler specific gear like a potty chair? Again, I answered that already. And as far as the best age to start, there isn't really a best age. Like, I know some people who have potty trained their toddlers at 18 months, and that is like crazy to me. I can't even imagine like potty training my son right now, and he's 20 months. But like, you're gonna know if you're, I guess you can decide whenever you want like when to start encouraging it, or bring out the potty chair if you have a potty chair, or like the cool underwear if you want to like motivate them to eventually wear those. I don't know, whatever you want to bring out and see if like they're interested in it or anything, because you can encourage it whenever you want. You can start it whenever you want, and your toddler will just kind of let you know if they're ready or not. I will say that I've heard that the best age to start is 2.5. Like, a lot of people want to start like right at 2, which is what I wanted to do because I was super excited to be done with diapers. But I will say that 2.5 is kind of like the golden age, I've heard. So start there if you feel like that's best for you. If you want to go earlier, you can. I don't see anything wrong with that, but just be prepared for it maybe to not work out at first. The next one is just everything number 2 related. Okay, so I actually didn't talk about this. We kind of still have an issue with the whole number 2 thing. She does not like to poop on the potty. She has a few times, but she doesn't like doing it, and we're still working on that. So she will actually, I feel like she holds it until like nap time, or like she'll have poop in her diaper in the morning, and I feel like she waits, and I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but it's been a while, so I'm kind of thinking that she is waiting. So we're having an issue with getting her to poop on the potty. So like, I feel your pain if you are struggling with that too. So I will say that that may take a little bit longer to get them like to poop on the potty. At least in my case, that's what that has been like. There was one instance where she was having her quiet time, because she doesn't really nap anymore, but we call it nap time. But she was having her quiet time, and she had taken her diaper off, like I said she does sometimes, and then she had to poop, and she was like crying and screaming. She had ended up pooping herself, and that was an absolute disaster, let me tell you. But I feel like since then she hasn't wanted to do that again. She did actually poop on the potty today, which is great. But I feel like we have a little bit more work to do before we consistently go poop on the potty, instead of just always having it in her diaper. And like, that frustrates me because I want to start her on like potty training at night, but I'm worried about the whole poop thing because she always saves it for like bedtime or nap time. So I can't really give you any tips on that yet because we're still working on it. All I can say is that once she did like have an accident with poop, like she hasn't done that since. So I'm wondering if maybe like all they have to do is like have an accident once, and then maybe they won't like it and they won't do it again. I don't know. I will have to get back to you on that one. Okay, the next question is how you clean the potty. And she talked about what her little boy likes to do with poop and stuff. Yeah, that's fun. We didn't use the little potty for that long, like not long enough to really like have to clean it that much. She never pooped in like the little potty, so I don't really know the best way to clean that. I am blessed in the way that I don't have a girl that likes to like take poop and like smear it everywhere, even like on the big potty. So I'm really sorry that you're having to go through that because I can't even imagine, and I'm sorry I don't have an answer for you because I've just never had to deal with that. Next question is, how is potty training different for boys versus girls? Unfortunately, I've only ever potty trained my daughter, so I can't really answer that yet. I can't answer that soon because once Caleb starts potty training, then I will have an answer. So maybe I'll update you, like once we get Caleb potty trained in a couple of years, maybe I'll come back to this and be like, make a video on how it was different boys versus girls on potty training. But right now I can't really answer that because I've only ever experienced potty training a girl. Okay, moving on to Instagram. Oh geez. Okay, first question is, why did you choose the naked method over others? And personally, I tried it because I had heard that Kayla did it and it worked well for her, and I just decided to try it. I figured I don't think that she'll like peeing all over herself or on the floor, so I feel like it would work, and it did. So for us, the naked method was perfect, and I only did it because of me hearing that someone else had done it, and I decided to try it. Next question is, what do you do when accidents happen? So this is kind of a struggle for me. I have the problem with getting really angry about when accidents happen and like just getting really mad at her for doing it, and I don't think that that's the best thing to do. I think that encouragement despite the accident is the best method, because at least for my daughter, she didn't mean to, and she was really sad about it. She didn't like that she had an accident, but it just kind of happened, and they're still learning. So I don't think that getting mad and like scaring them out of it is the best method. So I would say just encouraging them, letting them know that it's okay and they can try again next time, and maybe next time will be better, and you know, stuff like that. I feel like that is better than just getting angry. But I will say that I have like an issue with getting irritated and angry when she has an accident, so it's okay. Like if you have the same issue, we're all learning here, so it takes some time. Okay, the next question is best starters tip. She's got the idea down, but getting her to go to the potty before it starts is hard. I feel like this could go along with everything that I've covered already. Just set up your little potty station, whether it's the little potty or like a potty seat on the actual potty, encouraging it, maybe doing that every 15 minutes, starting them on it, maybe getting them like a potty watch that will like tell them when it's time to go or anything. Like any of those tips is a good way to start, or like busting out a sticker chart and like saying, hey, this is what this is for, and if you want to start right now you can, and we can start getting your stickers ready, and you know, just something like that, something to get them excited about it instead of just saying you're gonna go on the potty right now and that's it. Like just something that might get them like excited about it and want to do it, I would say is like the best way to start. I can't really give you like one specific thing because every kid is different, but just something that gets them excited about it. Okay, and I had a lot of like multiples, so I think that is all of the questions that I'm going to answer today. If you have any more questions that you can think of, please leave them in the comments below. I will definitely reply as best as I can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you are new. I would really appreciate it, and I would love to have you join this little community, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Boom, ba, oh, life ain't a ding dong. If I could take you up in boom, 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 tell me I'm the only one that you know. Life could be a dream.